Yo, Easy Tribe, in the studio with Leon Switch, and today I want to talk to you about Eventide's plugin Blackhole. It's a vast expanse space reverb that you can also dial right back in and kind of get like delay kind of effects out of it. It's got a mod section on it, it's tempo syncable, and yeah, the effects I've had out of it have been brilliant so far. I would highly recommend going and checking out a demo of it. It's not your normal convolution style reverb where you're going to stick it on a snare and expect it to sound like the snares in a room. This is more of a spacey, sci-fi sort of style, movie scoring style plugin. I put a pad through it and I put one of my mid-range basses through it, and the effects were just brilliant. I am totally in love with this plugin. So thank you very much, Eventide, for pushing that boat out and for really pushing the boundaries of what we're doing with these plugins now. It's a bit of a breath of fresh air to not have just a standard reverb with a Hall setting and it being just, you know, I mean, there's a place for that, a place for it all, but this is some next level business. So yeah, go grab yourself a demo from Eventide, and while you're online, go and check out the educationandbass.online website. We've got tutorials, over 1,000 tutorials on there. We've got a load of different tutors, so any style of music that you're making, we can cater for. We're giving away free plugins and free samples every Friday, so it's definitely worth a look at. Go grab yourself a free account, check out the free tutorials. I'm Leon Switch, thank you for watching, and I hope you find this tutorial insightful. Much love.
Okay, so we're in Ableton, and I've basically got a very basic pad set up in Massive. Nothing in particular, nothing's particularly special. And on another channel, I've got one of my mid-range basses. And basically, what we're going to do is we're going to put Blackhole on these, and we're going to see what effect we can get out of these. So if I drag Blackhole onto the pad, let's launch it, and let's start off with the controls. So the first control that we see when we come on here is the box at the top here, and this is the presets. There's a whole heap of presets, so you definitely need to be going through the presets. I know there's a couple on here that are particularly nice, but I'll let you find them. And then on the left hand side, we've got your input gain here. On the right hand side, you've got your output gain, and you've got your mix, which is the standard mix. So left will be all the way dry, no effect at all. Right all the way wet. So we're going to leave that sort of in the middle-ish. And then you get your gravity. And although this is a reverb unit, it's not like your standard room with a hall or a studio space or this kind of stuff. This is like Hollywood's secret weapon. It's an amazing little unit. As soon as I turned it on, I fell in love with this. So basically, with the gravity function here, this basically is like your time on your reverb, but it kind of doubles as a density, time/stroke density, and yeah, it's really, really cool. So you go negative here, and you kind of get like this sort of boxy kind of feel out of it, but you go to the right, and you get this sort of Saturn, sort of spacey sort of feel about it, you know. Yeah, it's amazing. Then you get your size, and once again, you can go down to, I think you go -10, which then obviously you get smaller effects out of it. You go all the way to the right, you get massive effects out of it. It's all to do with width and sort of size of the reverb. Works the same way as the size would in a room type thing or a hall, but it's just much bigger. You get your standard pre-delay, which is the time that it takes after the sound has happened for the reverb to kick in, and it's just got a particularly long pre-delay on it, 2,000 milliseconds, which is super handy. You get some really nice effects out of that. You get your low and high, which I'm not entirely sure what the frequencies are and what they're running, but they do exactly what they sound the tin. This basically is your low, it cuts your bass out or adds bass into the reverb, and this does your high, your treble. You've then got your tempo sync, which is a superiorly good function to have on here for your rates and stuff. So I like to have it on sync because that's me. But you get your manuals, so you can completely adjust everything manually. You can double click and input your tempo manually, or like I do, just have it on sync, or you can have it off, and then you get your milliseconds. So if I stick it on sync, then basically what we've got here, we've then got your mod rates and depth. They affect the tail of the reverb. in some cool ways, and not exactly what you imagine it to be doing. It kind of is a bit of a flangery sort of style chorus, but you'll hear it. I'll play it in a second and you'll hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them off for a second, so the depth will go off, and then the rate doesn't matter where it is because the depth's off, it's got no rate. So your feedback is essentially just a feedback on the entire reverb section. So it adds like a nice tail on, and you can kind of hear it kind of repeating kind of thing, a bit delay when you start to adjust the gravity and the size. So it's a really nice function. And then you've got the resonance, and the resonance is like the Q factor for your low and your high EQ. Just one thing to note is your resonance is only active if your low and your high EQ are active. If they're both set to 0, then the resonance control does nothing at all. Moving down, you've got this ribbon controller, which is one of the coolest functions I love about Eventide, some of the Eventide plugins. If I turn the feedback up and I then sort of drag the little white dot at the end of the dial here, you can now adjust these functions. So if I put a few on, here we go. So you can obviously go left and right, and then you can adjust it, the tail end of it as it was. There we go. And what that enables you to do is just morph between a few settings really quickly and really easily, which is perfect for live work. And also a really interesting function with regards to a reverb, because usually with a reverb I'd have it set at a certain sort of setting, and that would be it. I wouldn't then touch it. It would be set, you know. So moving down, we've got the kill switch, and basically what this does is this kills the input. So it just leaves the reverb happening, but kills your audio input, which is kind of a handy function. You've got your hot switch and your freeze. So if I'll come back to the hot switch in a second, but the freeze basically freezes the reverb where it is, so you can create this endless kind of looping reverb, which is brilliant. So it's perfect for like resampling, or if you just want to like a build up in the middle of a tune or something, or whatever, you know, it's a really, really handy function. Now your hot switch, this is the game changer switch here. So basically if you press it and hold to program, so you press it until it flashes, and then basically you adjust your settings to the new settings that you want, or you load a preset in, and you basically just, there we go, click it again, and then you can now go between the two settings that you've just done. So it's a really quick, easy way of sort of switching between two presets as it was. So without further ado, let's reset this back, default, and let's now check out the pad with it. So like I played you a minute ago, we've got the pad. If I turn the Blackhole off for a second, that what I'll do is I'll drop the mix on it. There we go, turn the Blackhole back on, and then I'll bring the mix in. It's just the most beautiful. You hear it? Let's turn the gravity up and the size up. It's just lovely. You can see why they refer to it as Hollywood's secret weapon. So you can hear there that the quality of the reverb it's not like a normal one with like a room setting or a stage setting or a hall setting. It's definitely like got more of a sci-fi sort of style space to it, you know. So here we go. Let's turn the feedback up. Let's give it a little bit of this. Let's lose some of the low and add some highs in, and let's. So you can hear on that tail. You can hear the mods happening there. Let's try the resonance. It's just lovely. Let's turn it up a little bit here. Listen to that. So let's try gravity on. It's like if we go this way, then we get like a bit of a reverse sort of style. Really, really, really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off the pad. So we're going to go to the bass, the mid-range bass that I've made. I'm going to drag the Blackhole onto it, and once again, We'll probably be able to hear the reverb a bit better now. So this is the original bass note. Right, and now let's introduce the black hole to it. Introduce it to the black hole. I mean, wow, what a reverb. So let's try the reversey sort of style. Just check that out. It's almost got like a vocal quality to it. Let's try sticking some feedback on there. It's almost like a delay sort of style. Let's give it some resonance and some EQ. Just the quality on it is amazing. So let's try turning the size right down. Wow. Let's give it some pre-delay. Can we? Let's here we go. So let's go half a bar. Just wow. Just wow. Let's come back a little bit with the pre-delay. And let's try negative on the size. Just wow. Let's try turn the gravity up. You can hear the tonality on it change with the gravity there. Let's try the kill switch. So with the kill switch on, we've got nothing. So let's take the size up. What an amazing unit. Okay, so let's try. Let's go, let's stick the size up full, the gravity up full, and then let's play with the freeze. So we can now adjust all the settings. So you've kind of got that sort of tape delay sort of style sound. Just, I love it. I absolutely love it. You can really hear the resonance once you start to drop those high frequency out of it. What a piece of kit. What a piece of kit. Amazing. So there we go. So it's definitely not your standard delay unit, reverb unit. I'm extremely impressed with it. You know, I put it on some pads and I was super impressed with the pads. I've while I'm here, I'm going to go back to the pads for a second, and I also out of the pack from the Eventide, I put on the Quadrivox and the Ultra Tap as well. And them along with the Blackhole, if I just sort of put the gravity up and the size up, it's up. There we go. Take some of that up, take some of that up, some of the resonance off. And then check out the pad then. It's just amazing. These effects by this company are they're definitely taking stuff to another level, you know. If I take the Ultra Tap off and the Quadrivox out, the difference with it, you know, that Quadrivox makes and the Ultra Tap, I'm completely in love. Just amazing. Eventide, big up, because that is Yeah, that is some next level business, you know. Game changers. These plugins are game changers, 100%. So yeah, definitely check out Eventide, check out their website, check out these plugins. I can't fault them. I really can't. They are impressive is an understatement. You know, I mean, you're not going to use this on a snare drum and expect it to sound like a room snare, like a room reverb. It's not going to happen. It's not a convolution reverb. It's not that sort of style of thing. This is definitely more of an effects unit, but it's brilliant. It is just brilliant. For pads, for vocals, I mean, imagine the reversey sort of style bits on the vocals. That's just going to work wonders, you know, like brilliant. So anyway, there we go. So definitely check out the Education and Bass online website. It's definitely worth a look at. We've got over 1,000 videos on there. Check out Eventide's website and definitely check out their plugin bundles, because they are some seriously good bundles, some seriously good plugins. The quality is just brilliant. I'm super impressed, and since I've had them, it is all I have used, 100%. So yeah, many thanks to Eventide, and yeah, definitely, like I say, check out educationandbass.online. I'm Leon Switch. I'm one of the tutors on there, and thanks for watching. I hope that's given you an insight as to the Blackhole and some of the permutations as to what you can do with it. Much love, big up, and respect.